Donald Trump is fuming that news outlets and late night hosts continue to talk about his flailing health.
He is in sharp mental and physical decline.
Damn! Circulating a video that has to be watched to be believed, showing the man who lambasted President Biden as Sleepy Joe catching 40 winks in the middle of a workday.
What would have happened if you'd been president? But this war is going on, and the president is trying to end it.
Please lower your voice, Marco. You're going to wake them up.
Just a reminder, hit subscribe, help the MeidasTouch network get 6 million subscribers on this YouTube channel. As you know, we're under attack by the Trump regime and by the MAGA cult. They want us shut down. So please, you may think you're subscribed, but you may not actually be subscribed. Double check.
Now, if you were to tune into any network not named Fox News, you'd likely come across coverage regarding the president evidently slowing down. Meanwhile, Murdoch's minions are comparing him to Edison.
3 hours or 4 hours a night, you're probably going to close your eyes, whether you're 79 or 49.
If this president closes his eyes for a moment, it's like, what's wrong with him? I mean, it is so laughable, Stuart.
Thomas Edison believed in the 10-minute nap, by the way. What would they say? We wouldn't have electricity, right?
In recent weeks, the now 79-year-old president has been visibly caught nodding off, most notably during a White House roundtable and a cabinet meeting.
A fraud war room using this kind of technology, because we'll know who you are and who your doctor is. We can block this. We're going to have remarkable advances in how consumers can use their own records. We'll have beneficiaries be able to get MAHA advice. One fundamental issue, Mr. President, which is leadership. I think 60 people, the biggest, the best, the willing, came forward because of your leadership, because you weren't going to take no for an answer, and they know it. We are building a robust and safe, I emphasize that, safe system. It's going to protect the data better than we could have imagined. We're going to be able to accomplish goals that all of us wished from day one that would be in place. These pledges are now confirmed. They're signed in public. You have therefore empowered Americans to own their property, which is their medical records.
He had his eyes closed for a lot of the meeting. I mean, that was just a fraction, a ton of the meeting, which of course is his MO. Whatever he is, he accuses everyone else of being. Crooked Hillary, Sleepy Joe. But the fact is, we all watched him dozing off repeatedly on television, which meant the Don Trump Admiration and Ball Gobbling Society was forced to go into overdrive today to defend him.
If you sleep 3 hours or 4 hours a night, you're probably going to close your eyes.
This is fake news. I don't know. I don't know that much about Thomas Edison, but I have a feeling he took his naps when the cameras were off.
But according to reporting by the Daily Beast and Zeteo, the media coverage regarding his health, age, and brain consistently infuriates the president in ways that most other issues, save for, I don't know, the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, simply does not. Trump will fixate on the offending news outlet or coverage for several days. So maybe we'll make it into his late night rants, with an insider stating that, quote, he is sensitive to being compared, even if not explicitly, to Sleepy Joe, especially if it's coming from a reporter he already hates, which, knowing Trump, would likely mean if it's coming from a woman.
How come you only know the Republicans but not the Democrats?
Because I came prepared to ask you a question about...
No, you're unprepared because you should know the Democrats. You're totally unprepared. Go ahead.
Well, can I ask a quick follow-up about...
Who are you with?
I'm with New York Newsday, and I also have...
And by the FBI of these Afghans who were brought into the U.S. So why do you blame the Biden administration for what this man did?
Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person?
But according to a detailed profile, his public workload this term is down sharply. Official appearances have dropped nearly 40%, and his days now routinely start later than during his first term. Observers and mental health professionals note a pattern: repeated confusion, some memory lapses, verbal tangents, and quite a few catnaps, to say the least.
And we now have a number for it. 39%. That is the measure of Donald Trump's physical decline since his first time in the White House. 39%. In an article published tonight by the New York Times, Katie Rogers and Dylan Friedman report under the headline, "Shorter Days, Signs of Fatigue, Trump Faces Realities of Aging in Office." The Times has documented the newly abbreviated schedule for the struggling 79-year-old man. Quote, in 2017, the first year of his first term, Mr. Trump's scheduled events started at 10:31 a.m. on average. By contrast, Mr. Trump in his second term has started scheduled events in the afternoon on average at 12:08 p.m. His events end on average at around the same time as they did during the first year of his term, shortly after 5 p.m. The number of Mr. Trump's total official appearances has decreased by 39%. But Donald Trump at his best age would have been the stupidest president and most incompetent president in history and the most corrupt. A younger Donald Trump is not a better Donald Trump.
Put it plainly, the man who once mocked his opponent's fitness, labeling him, quote, Sleepy Joe, is increasingly inviting the same scrutiny. And the thing is, this isn't just about optics, right? It's actually reflected in his performance as president also. According to a recent poll by YouGov, 63% of Americans now say that Trump's age and health affect his ability to perform as president, up from 56% before the 2024 election.
Walter Reed mentioned advanced medical imaging. Did you get an MRI? Can you tell us what that was?
I did. I got an MRI. It was perfect. Yeah. I mean, I gave you the full results. We had an MRI, and in the machine, the whole thing, yeah. And it was perfect. Yeah.
Did you say one in particular?
You could ask the doctors. In fact, we have doctors traveling with us, but I think they gave you a very conclusive. Nobody has ever given you reports like I gave you. And if I didn't think it was going to be good either.
In that same survey, nearly half said that they believe Trump is suffering from cognitive decline. Fewer now say he's mentally fit. Of course, on overall job performance, it continues to trend down the way.
This as a new poll finds about 70% of Americans say groceries are more expensive now than they were a year ago. And about 60% of them are blaming President Trump.
When it comes to the cost of living, what's the number one most expensive thing in their lives usually? Well, it's about housing, right? We had this entire discussion in New York City, the New York City mayoral campaign, right? The affordability, housing affordability. But it is not just in New York City where folks are concerned about affordable housing. It's nationwide. Look at this number. This one really shocked me because you rarely ever see drops like this. Good affordable housing, satisfied with access to it. Back in 2014, 69% of Americans were satisfied with access to good affordable housing. Look in 2019, dropped 59%. Look at where we were by the last metric out according to Gallup to just 36%. That is a drop of 33 points in the matter of a decade, a drop of nearly half in the percentage of Americans who are satisfied with their access to good affordable housing. Look.
Especially on key issues, right? The numbers are even worse. Like the economy, which he recently claimed in an interview is at A++ condition. And by plus, he means the price of goods.
A very rough morning for Donald Trump. He gave an interview with Politico where he said the economy is A++++. He says it's never been better. Here, play this clip.
Pretty good.
But I do want to talk about the economy, sir, here at home. And I wonder what grade you would give
A+.
your economy. A+.
Yeah, A+++++. To the people, not to the insurance
companies. So right now people are buying their holiday presents. They're planning
Look, don't be dramatic.
No.
Don't be dramatic.
They're planning their budgets for next year, Mr. President.
I know. And what I want to do.
Stop with the drama. What are you talking about? People are suffering right now. I know that you're building golden ballrooms for yourself and golden arches and you're doing great Gatsby parties at Mar-a-Lago. But you know what? People are suffering right now. So how dare you?
But the issue of affordability, the issue of how people feel about the economy popping up in our latest polls, a personal financial situation now, excellent, good, 40%, only fair or poor, 60%. You can see that changing from July. Condition of the U.S. economy, also a perception totally upside down, 76 to 25, and that changing a bit. And then economic conditions for the nation and you personally, again, 25% positive, 76 negative for the nation, and then 60-40 personally. So
when you take all this together, what is clear is that a majority of the country are worried that the man demonstrating that he can't actually do the job he's been hired to do twice are concerned whether or not he has the capacity to do it for another 3 years without, of course, all of us being collateral.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.